Morning folks, Phil here from Telford Koi Pond. It's that time of year again, unfortunately. I watched Craig aka Scrag68's video the other day. I've been putting all his covers on, and with the temperatures like they've been here for a while, it's unfortunately I've decided I'm going to at least half cover the pond properly. So I did get all the covers out last weekend and give them a quick hose down, but I'm going to get them out properly now and clean them up properly and put some covers on the pond. So I'll snap back to you once I'm doing all that. So as part of my pre-checks before putting any cover on, I've just been round and inspected the entire parameter of the pond, and what I'm looking for is any bits of poo or anything like that that's collected. There is a bit of debris down this end because it does collect a little bit under the air curtain, and I've just turned the air curtain off, so you might be able to see a little bit of debris floating around, but there's no collections on the floor. Keep going round. Heaters, air source heat pumps on, so that's telling me that, oh gosh, sorry about this. Oh, don't know whether you've seen the back of the pond before, can't remember. Anyway, it's all astroturf now. Just makes it a bit nicer for me. So this is the other corner that it collected on. There's a rubber boot, rubber 90 on the bottom outlet there, which I don't know whether you'll see or not, but that basically directs water down to that corner, which keeps it all nice and clean. So in terms of the pond, it is ready to it is ready to be covered. I haven't got to worry about vacuuming it out or anything like that. It's just not that it's not that bad at all. Fish are all happy. So I've had a good inspection of them as well, just to make sure there's nothing unforeseen on any of them that I'm going to hide by covering them over. But they're all doing very well at the minute. I'm saying it's looking rather full at the minute because some of the bigger grow ons have gone in that I wanted to carry over into next year. But anyway, so in terms of covers, you know, basically I've got two types of covers if you watched my channel before. Winter covers, a combination of big polycarb sheets. I think that's about what's that, 3 foot by 6 foot or something like that. And also my original made up covers, which are basically just a wooden frame all the way around, a bit of support in the middle, and then wrapped 2 or 3 times in bubble wrap. After I'd done them, Aid, God bless his cotton socks, Aid the koi keeper, managed to source me some smaller bits of this. So on the other side, or is it this side? I know you can probably see it through the bubble wrap. There is polycarb in there as well, and I'll just give it one more cover of bubble wrap. So that's the winter covers, and there's another 2, sorry, spare over there, because obviously they're designed to cover the whole pond. And then in the summer, and this is really just for when we go away, because I don't like leaving the pool uncovered when we go away for our 2-week plus summer holiday. So these are very similar construction, frame all the way around, but I've got hold of this really rigid steel plastic covered mesh, whatever it is, and it's absolutely brilliant. So these are my anti-pterodactyl guards. That one here is for the one that goes under the shower. So all that's happened is I've cut some of this out. So the shower was raised enough so that just slips straight underneath the shower, and then the shower can have that gap to play with. So what I'm going to do is, it's not cold enough, I'm not going full winter covers, but if I just put half the winter covers on, I'm always worried about a fish jumping, because obviously they're not as high as the jump guards. I'm always worried about fish jumping out, jumping onto the covers, and then just flying around and not being able to get onto the back in the water. So what I am going to do, I'm going to put a couple of summer covers here first, just to keep them from jumping, but still allowing all the light in, and then I'll put 2 or 3 of the big winter covers there to actually start keeping some of the heat in. And the reason I put the winter covers up this end is because the inlet from the heat pump is down that corner, so it comes in that way. So if I cover this up, obviously it's retaining where the heat comes in. And yes, I know it will disperse out the big gap that's going to be down here, but if nothing else, it makes me feel better. So it'll be interesting to see what how the temperature holds compared to now, and how many times the air source heat pump comes on when I've got half the covers on. So I'm going to put them on now, and then I'll snap back to you when they're done so you can see what I'm talking about. So there we go, about 2 minutes later, you can see the first covers on there, butted against the wooden base for the backy show. And you can see what I mean about the cutout, allowing the water to just go straight through basically without touching anything. And the gaps are very small all the way around. So that's the first one with the cutout, and the second one literally just this is just a big square cover butting against it. And these are really strong as well. I mean, I can walk across there. I have walked across there before now. Plus it gives me a really stable base to put the feeder on as well, so I don't need to worry about that. So I think that's what I'm going to leave open, and then I'm going to put the covers on here. So it'll probably be about 2/3 winter cover and 1/3 daylight, as it were, at the minute. So I'm going to have a play about with them, and I'll come back to you when I put them on. So there we go, covers are on. So this configuration is 2mm little bubble wrap and polycarb sheets, and then one of my big polycarb sheets, and then I've got the two at the end there, the full size things. Sorry, not the full size things, the summer covers. I'll get my words out in a minute. So all I'm going to do with the rest of the winter covers, I'm not going to put them back because the winter covers live down the back of the shed down there, so you can't see them. So all I'm going to do basically is just stack them on top of here to give a bit more protection. And those of you that are wondering where I gas off, there is a 10mm gap all the way across the back of here, right the way across the back of there. And I don't set my covers flat. This one here, I always put a 10mm lip on top of there. So I've also got a little 10-15mm gap there. If it's really cold and there's no need for gassing off or anything, I will just slide that cover back and it'll all sit flush. But yeah, that's where we are for now. Just get the other covers put back on top, and then you can see what the final thing looks like until we go full winter. So very sad, but that's the temporary project. As I say, I've just stacked all the other covers up, no real rhyme or reason, just put most of them down that back edge because that's where the heat comes into the pond. I've slid this one forward and I've put a little base, if you like, polycarb base that I've screwed the feeder to, just in case we get any strong winds. Put a bit of a weight down there just to hold it in position. But all that does basically, by sliding this forward a bit, is just lifts this up, so there's plenty of room there. Otherwise, I think if it was on top of there, it might get a lot of splashes up there. I don't know how that would affect it. So there you go. I'm quite happy with that. And the flow of the water should mean that it pulls it all round into this area here. So quite pleased with that. So as I say, the summer cover comes up this end, allowing the backy shower to still work. And again, I should probably pinch one of Craig's ideas. If you look at how Scragg's done his backy shower, how he's completely put like a polycarb box around it. Well, if you can imagine this being replaced by one of the big polycarbonate sheets with a cutout there for it to be used, then obviously I can build a polycarb box around that one as well and tie it back into the shed. So I think that might be a good idea. Again, it's great that other people give you ideas that you can play with on your own pond. So I'll no doubt show you that when I get round to it, which won't be for a week or two yet. If anybody's got any spare polycarb though, I would be extremely grateful of a shout, because I just can't lay my hands on anything at the minute. So yes, thank you very much. I'm going to carry on now. I'm absolutely soaking wet. Don't know if you can see my legs. There you go. I haven't even started jet washing yet. So that'll be my next job, get the jet wash out. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go all out while I've got the time. I know I only rodded the drain 2, 3, 4 weeks ago, but I'm going to do my big winter clean today. So I've already started swapping things over. The cartridges in my little Viair 3-stage pre-stage for me stumpy blue. It's not a big blue, it's only 2 foot tall by 10 inches I think. But my pre-stage there, I've replaced all the cartridges in that. And from Mr. Finch Filtration, thank you very much, sir, I bought the 2 replacement pre-filters to go in there, and also 4 new RO membranes, cartridges, whatever you want to call them. So this is turned off for the minute. As you can see, there's no plugs in there. And the reason for that was, they're obviously come to end of life because the pump was murking up maximum capacity to pump the water around. So I've stopped it, I'm draining it all down, and then we'll see where we go from there. But that's probably another couple of weeks away yet, to be honest with you. And the TDS, it takes a while to go back up. So as you can see there, pH 7.5, I've brought my temperature down to 20. That'll go down to 19 today. And the TDS is only at 270 anyway, so I'm not bothered about that. So yeah, there you go. I'm going to get all my stuff out and rod the drain again. Happy days. Oh, just a side note, in terms of rodding the drain, it is so much more economical than doing a bottom drain flush. Claire showed me our last water bill, so we had our latest water bill yesterday, and it was a good 70 odd pounds cheaper than the previous one. And that's because I think in that period everything's been running exactly the same as it has been normally. Well, in fact, it's been more because I've had the grow on. I've only just thought, I had the blooming grow on, so you've got all that water going in the grow on as well. But a contributing factor has got to be that I'm regularly rodding the drain now and not doing bottom drain purging, emptying it all out. So it's I do think that's far more economical. If you're looking to save yourselves a few pennies, then get on board with that one. But as I say, that's it for now. That's my next job. I'll go and crack on with that, and then I'll come back to you once I've done that. So as I said, I've just jet washed and rodded all the bottom drain. If you want to see how I do that in more detail, obviously just look at one of my previous videos. But I've also taken the drum screens out, so I don't know how you will see those. That's what I'm taking out. Not too bad on the outside, but a bit clogged up on the inside. Not too bad though, obviously. And I've just put a brand new, well, not brand new set, sorry, I've just put the set in that I took out last time. You can see they're virtually spotless apart from the rubbish I've just dropped on them. But yeah, they've been sitting in bleach for a week, and then they were jet washed, and then they were dried and put away ready for to coming back in today. So yes, that's another job done. I'm just going to jet wash these screens now, and then I'll put these in bleach, leave them in there for a week, and then jet wash them again and dry them up. So that'll be another job done. So as you can see, I've just done a water change, cleaned the filters on the little ones, the grow ones. I don't know how much you'll see because it's sun's at a funny angle, but they're all looking absolutely splendid at the moment and still growing. Filtration's still working absolutely fine. As you already know, I'm a massive fan of drums, and there will be a drum going on here at some point. That will be something for the future. But one thing I don't think I've touched on since I was sent it was this sculpted layers sieve filter that goes into the middle of your easy pond. Oops, excuse me, easy pod. So I've just cleaned it down. So I shouldn't really put it back in at the moment because the water's quite level. But I have been using this. I think it's an absolutely superb bit of kit. So simple. I am finding that on this mesh, which I think is the coarsest one that he does at the moment, well, what I'm doing just as out of habit basically, I'm coming down and just, what I will have when I finish cleaning is a bucket of water down there, and all I do is put it in a bucket of water, shake it around for 2 minutes, that's it, bang it back in, and I'll do that when I come out to check the fish in the morning and last thing as well before I go to bed at night. And that's been working absolutely superb. I would say, hand on heart, there is a noticeable difference, not now obviously because I've just cleaned it, but there is a noticeable difference with the fines in the water there. And I don't mean fines like the absolutely minutest dust particles, but you know, decent sized fines you can see floating around inside the pond. I'm finding this is taking them all out. I'm just wondering if you can see the sort of thing. If you look down at the filter, I don't know whether you can see the sort of thing that I'm talking about, the things flying around the outside, all those fines that can get through the what's the name. As I say, once you've got that in place, I'm not going to put it in yet because, as I say, I've only just cleaned it, the water's low, but you can see basically it sucks the water through the side. Very simple, superb fit, 2-second job to put on and off. Definitely recommend one of them. So you've just got to be careful, you've just got to get used to how you use it in your cleaning regime. I certainly wouldn't leave it on for too long because it will block, and obviously it'll stop the water go down the middle. But if you get the cleaning regime right, which I think I have, just swilling it out in the morning and in the evening when I come out to the fish anyway, it's absolutely superb. So I do think, as I say, it's made a noticeable difference to the water quality. Once this is filled up again, it's been running for a bit, I'll perhaps show you again once the water levels are right. So I'll come back to you in a bit. Well, I'm going to call it a day there, folks, for this video. I've done all the bits and pieces I wanted to do. You can see the little fishies there in the grow on. A couple of nice goromos there. Got high hopes for them, as well as that goshki. But yeah, a couple of nice asagis in there as well, but we'll wait and see what they turn into. And that's one that Claire liked with the Aragoki scale there on the side. But anyway, yeah, we're going to call it a day. Done everything I wanted to this morning, basically. So I'll come back to you when we've got something more exciting to film. Thanks for watching anyway, and have fun. Bye.